Good. It's still morning. It's 11:30 a.m. actually, so it's still good morning. The part about teaching that I haven't done in a while because I was an itinerant teacher in special education, meaning I didn't provide instruction that receives a grade, and so I haven't, given a grade to many in about 4 or 5 years. So the part of teaching that one of the parts of teaching I don't like, that comes with the job, is assigning midterm and final grades. I had to give midterm grades today in the system. And yeah, midterm is not as serious as final grades, but it's still a grade nonetheless that gets looked at by students. You don't have to show it to their parents. Thanks to FERPA, the FERPA laws, Federal Education Rights and Privacy Act. They can choose not to, but I can see me telling my mother at that age, my dad, no, you can't see it. Well, then they would probably tell me, well, you're paying for your own college, then get out of my house. But assigning grades, sometimes when you assign a grade, it's like a dagger, like, oh, I can't believe I have to put that in there. You have to do it. You would be doing, injustice if I just went through and just gave everyone an A. It's sometimes, I've never been a parent, but sometimes you have to, give them what they deserve. There's some leniency there, but like, for example, I have one student, very good student. She attends every class session, sits in the front row, fully participates, answers questions out loud, completes all of her assignments. And so, in her final grade, end up being like borderline to the next higher grade. So I had that liberty of just bumping her up, and I do that. I give that kind of a window there, and I think that I think you deserve that. Do grades dictate everything? No, but it's good to give them that encouragement. Do that if they deserve it. Now, if she'd have been someone who just kind of comes in and doodles at their computer during class, and miss here and there, turning things late, maybe miss something, and just it's obvious that she's not participating. You can participate, without speaking out loud. I'm not saying if you don't speak out loud, you're not participating, but you can tell who is not. And then I wouldn't have been like, oh, you deserve that B. You get a B. And so that I like that flexibility. But sometimes it's so far from the next letter grade up, you can't just push them that far, and you have to give them the grade that they have earned. And it's usually if they're putting that much effort. Any of my classes I've taught, even when I taught like content-based classes that weren't education classes, any class I've taught, if you put forth a lot of effort, generally you wouldn't be in that situation. Maybe like difference between A or B or C to B. Usually it's up there, because if you put forth everything you've got, I'll meet you where you are and help you get to where we need to be. And so that's my philosophy when it comes to teaching. It's not to get an A. My goal is for you to learn and grow in this particular subject or field. Getting an A is not the goal for that. It might be their goal, and it's good to get an A, but I've never had a student give and try and participate and give their all and fail in any class I've taught. It's usually there's reasons why they fail. It has to do with other factors. That's poor student quality, behavior or assignment, or not even doing anything. So, and usually those ones I'm like, all right, F. That's a good lesson for them. But I have my Grand Canyon University courses that I teach. And then that doesn't hurt me as bad, because that emotional connection you get when you meet face to face with students. A lot of them, I've seen their name, I know their names, and we communicate email or through message boards, things like that. And usually, if I know their name very well, it's because they ask questions or participated a lot in the discussions. And those students, there's no problem getting a higher grade anyway. They earn, their higher grade. But all the other students, they just get what they get, And I hate to say this, but reality is reality. If it's a total online class and the student lives across the country, and they never communicate with me, even after I've reached out to them, ask if they need any assistance. I don't just leave them out there floundering. I do offer, assistance, and if it looks like they're not doing well or not participating. And even, they have a system where you put their name into student services, and they even contact them if they're doing poorly. And then it doesn't, it's not like a dagger. Oh, they got an F or they got a D. But if it's a face-to-face is where I, really dislike the grading part of it. And I give so many chances and opportunities usually for my classes. Again, you have to set some guidelines. You can't just run a loose ship and then expect, promotion and growth. But I just thought I'd share that. That's one of the parts of teaching that I found negative is assigning letter grades. I'm like, oh. Alrighty, I'm going to lunch. Have a good one.